Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the finale, or I guess the finals match of the very first Shining Force versus Mode tournament. In this bracket, we've got Alex versus Aaron. Alex being Darkclaw, the guy that made this whole thing. Let's see, it is super early my time. It's about 5:30 in the morning. I've just rolled out of bed to commentate. But I wanted to be here to see this historic moment, so... Let's see, I believe we've got Darkclaw as the heroes and Aaron as the villains. I've got myself muted so that I'm not giving advice to anybody or anything, but my money is heavily on Darkclaw based on our matches earlier, but I have not seen Aaron play, so you gotta take that with a grain of salt. Looks like both right now are just trying to get set up and start to close that distance a little bit. I'm wondering if Alex, if the heroes are gonna be holding that bridge position, if that was a strategic choice for this. Both, it seems like both are starting to set up those boost spells, which is something I always forget to do. I think the make or break for this whole thing to start is going to be whoever... The most important thing is always whoever starts the actual confrontation. Whoever starts attacking first. In older builds of the mod as well, that was a lot more questionable when the blows were going to start flying. Now that we have these gunners, it seems like things are going to start happening pretty fast. Because those gunners can hit from so far away. I don't have too much more insightful things to say while we're still just moving from there to there. Some interesting positioning there by the gunner. It's still interesting to me that they can go across water. They're not hindered by terrain like that. These little signposts, too, are going to make it even a little bit more difficult, because I'm assuming they can't stop on top of those. Okay, the flyers can. I'm pretty curious as to who picked the stage here. I'm not sure who this benefits more. Or if it does, it might be more even than I realize. I've not actually seen this stage. Making sure to get all those boosts and attacks in. That looks like a bait right there. That ninja definitely feels like a bait. The hero's starting to get those spells set up a little bit later than the villains. You know, I'm gonna see if I can get that volume a little bit nicer. There we go. Can see all my Discord things, but that's alright. I've actually got Alex in this call with me too, but I don't think he's going to be saying much. At least until he loses a unit here. Trying to stay very, very well out of range, but his ninja and beastman can definitely get in there and respond to any aggression that the villains are going to put on him. I definitely think he's got the stronger setup right now, while the villains are still trying to get there. I'm gonna turn Alex down too real quick, get a little interference from him. There we go. A little bit of sound interference from him. There we go. That should clear that up. Yeah, so already I don't like... I think that Aaron's realizing right here that he's definitely falling behind in terms of territory. Alex has the entire middle there now pretty well under his control. And Aaron's got his hunter here and his gunner are not going to be able to start taking pot shots nearly as quickly as the hero side is. Because next time that gunner has a turn, that ninja's going to start getting shot. But the next time that the villain's gunner has a turn, I'm not sure that anything's going to happen. Oh, the villain's leader might get shot, actually. That might be what ends up happening. Yeah, I would definitely move the dragon up the way he just did. There's not really a need to be as cautious because he's got his whole army here. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to boost his hero there because the way he's positioned right now, he's going to be the first one getting hit. Yeah, and that paladin, it's gonna take a lot longer to get up there. Same with that wizard. That wizard's gonna take several turns to get up there. And now the paladin's MP is already even getting low, like, not an ideal situation, I think. If I were Alex right now, my goal would be to start swarming his hero and maybe Aaron's villain. Or villain, I'm sorry. It is very early in the morning for me. His hero and his ninja. And trying to take them out. And then probably pull back. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Getting a little bit more aggressive with the fighter there. Oh, the gunner actually couldn't reach. Well, that's definitely going to be the last turn of that. I think he's probably going to engage with this hunter here. Yeah, and he's definitely going to buff that gunner because he knows that too. Yeah, I'd be doing a lot of thinking right here. So, his two choices are he can try and set up more and push on, or he could just pull back, which I really think would be the better way to go. It would make things take a lot longer, but I think that he's coming into this engagement real behind. He's already ceded that whole territory. I think his best option is just to turtle and move back some. As we saw in some of the matches I played, that bolt really doesn't do much damage. But that is the first hit of the finals. Getting aggressive right off the start, trying to take out that fighter. But I don't know if it's going to pay off. He's going to need at least one more hit in there. And his Beastman can definitely cover it. Ooh, and there goes our first unit. Kind of making a trade there, I think, with his Beastman. I'm not sure that his Wolfman is worth a ninja, but I don't know, maybe he thinks that it'll survive because that Paladin might not even be able to get to it. The Wyvern can't. The Mystic's gonna be able to, but he definitely was just not ready to respond to this. Yeah, I think we're seeing a little bit of some panic here. Just gonna try and get that hero more ready to go. I think that's a good play, since that's what you got right now. I can confidently say, too, the way this mod is, you just don't have a lot of experience with this, or with games like this, because there's not really a versus, a good PvP game in this genre that I can name. So it's really hard to tell sometimes if you're ahead or behind. And the way I'm doing that is I've kind of got different, I've kind of evaluated in my head different priorities of characters, different tiers of characters, and I've kept that private until now, but since I'm out of the tournament, I guess I could share some of that insight. So like the ninja and the fighter to me are very low priority. The fighter mainly just takes hits. The ninja is just there to get in there and be annoying and maybe de-spell, but I've had that de-spell not work out for me too, so sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. The beast and the wolfman are definitely higher priority units. They hit a lot harder. So it definitely stings more to lose them. And I definitely wouldn't have done what Alex did, I think. I probably would have started on the hero. Because I don't think it's worth it to use a wolfman to take out a ninja and potentially lose that wolfman. Some of the other rankings, that wizard is very high priority. Cleric is high priority, the gunner's high priority. The hero is mid priority. I said, you know, I would have gone for him over the ninja. That he's still not like a really high priority to me, but he's higher than the ninja. Hunter can be pretty high priority. The mystic is kind of mid, depending on how much MP you've got left. Yeah, see, that's gonna be his Beastman right there. And was that worth it? I don't think so. And it's really, really easy for me too, sitting in the commentator's booth. It's the first time I've done this for a match. But it's a lot easier for me to see, I think, what should be going on and how things are going than it is when you're playing. Because when you're playing, you're just a lot more focused on what's, you know, your units and trying to remember all these things and make all these considerations. I'm having a much, much easier time watching. It's much easier for me to assess the battle and how it's going. It also helps that there's no nerves, you know. I'm definitely a little bit nervous playing in a competitive environment and stuff. Even if I don't really care if I'm winning, I still want to put on a good show and everything. And now I definitely don't have any of that, so still want to put on a good show, but I'm not the one that's having to worry about the moves. I actually think that might have been an okay move. See, he's worried about that gunner, but it's still so far away. He's doing math, seeing how it's gonna hit him, and I think, yeah, he's realized that it's just not really a threat yet. Trying to decide between blast and freeze. What would I do? I'd probably go for freeze. Freeze just does so much damage. Blast I only really like if you're trying to finish somebody off. And maybe also hit somebody else in the crossfire with that. He's looking to spend a lot of mana to do it, though. Oh, and opts not to do it at all. That's surprising. I figured he would have at least done something. But opts just to conserve some mana there. Yeah, and see, that paladin is still so far back. This is just not a good position for him. Yeah, he can boost, but that dragon is about as good as gone. I don't think he's getting that back. Can try and buff its defense there, but his cleric is so far behind that I don't think he's gonna get anything up to heal it. Since it's boosted, I don't know if it'll die here or not. It's gonna be close though. Ah, and it goes away anyway. After using more of that Paladin's MP, that definitely hurts. And I think Alex is boosting his Mystic there just to keep him on the ropes. Yeah, that cleric's useless back there. He just can't do anything. Whereas Alex's cleric can go anywhere he needs her to go. And he's going to use her to keep up his ninja so he doesn't even lose anything. That was an interesting play with this fighter. Yeah, this gunner, this bottleneck is just awful. This little path here. And now its boost is expired. This is awful for our villain side. Yeah, that makes sense, I think. I'm not sure Alex is quite that bold, but sending in his fighter like that would definitely slow things down. He might have done it if he was full health, but I think he opted for that just to try and get rid of this other fighter. Now Aaron is once again confronted with the thing I was talking about from the beginning. Do we push on or do we pull back? And try and set up kind of a perimeter here and be more defensive. And he's opted to push on, which kind of surprises me. He must have really just wanted to get that hunter out of there. But I don't know that that was the thing to do. Another reminder that Alex is in here and unmuted. He can't hear me right now because that would be kind of unfair, but he is just that deep in concentration that he is not saying anything. Yeah, I don't even know if he cares. I don't know that he needs to heal that ninja. You can just... If it comes down to a brute force match right now, he has the units to win it. Ah, and those lucky poisons. I don't know if he realizes that yet, but I suspect he's thinking about it. That was a big heal there, too. Yep. The Mystic can't even get up there to heal anybody. Positioning is just not good, but I don't think it's entirely his fault. I think his starting position was definitely not ideal.
I think.
Let me turn him back up. What was that, Alex?
I was saying I can talk, I think.
That doesn't shock me.
So you have any thoughts on the game so far, Chris?
Yeah, I've been narrating it this whole time, just where you couldn't hear me.
I figured. What do you think? What have your thoughts been primarily?
My thoughts are the villains start off in a very not good spot.
Oh yeah, I chose this map on purpose.
Yeah, I kind of figured you did. Because I was like, very early on, Aaron needs to decide if he's going to really commit and rush this, or if he's going to just pull back. Ooh. Rough break there.
Well, here, I'll say this. This is Aaron's problem, I think. Aaron is in his mind, whoever strikes first wins. And a lot of times that's good wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
In this map, that is not.
Yeah.
In this map, that'll get you killed. Again, it's a sound idea, I would say, at least 60% of the time. But, that doesn't really translate to something like this.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I was talking about some too. It's interesting. I have a lot more clarity on what's happening when I'm not playing.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot easier to notice mistakes and goofs and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, the observer's chair is much nicer.
Indeed. Well, there we go. Now his hero is dead. Thank goodness.
But yeah, I think he maybe should have just turtled and made you come to him if he was not going to get that middle section, because by the time he made it to that middle section, well, I say that...
You're taking out like 3 of his guys?
Yeah, I say that he still hasn't fully made it to that middle section. His gunner still cannot provide any support. His cleric just got off his very first heal, and it was a pretty long range one.
How active my gunner has been compared to his gunner.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a best 2 out of 3, isn't it?
No, we already played our first match.
Oh, okay.
So this is it. Though yeah. I think we may play a celebratory match after this. We'll see how salty he's feeling.
Well, from actually the player's seat, I don't think he has anything to feel bad about, for sure. I think he's done pretty good.
He has plenty to feel bad about, Chris. He lost. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. He lost.
I don't know. Chris, to me, it's just important that we have a good match.
His reign of terror is over. He will no longer be able to hurt people with his domination of the game.
I don't know until the next tournament.
That's true. Until everyone starts working on all their skills and getting better. He also doesn't. I personally do not believe he uses his Mystic as well as he should. I don't know if you noticed, I use my Mystic as a very offensive unit. He tends not to. He tends to use his Mystic as a buffer / backup healer, and I'm not necessarily sure that's the best way for the Mystic to be played?
I have no idea. I also kind of struggle with that I'm not entirely sure what to do with the Mystic.
The Mystic is actually probably, in my opinion, one of the best classes because of their ability to buff and their ability to cast Smite, which is, as you've seen, quite handy. So I think it's very useful, but I don't tend to see other players using the Mystic the way I would.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yeah, I think I even said, like, right before you came on, that if this was gonna devolve into a slugging match, I was like, I think Alex is starting to realize that if we're just gonna start trading 1-for-1, then he's gonna come out on top.
I have realized that typically I do. For instance, for our first match, he chose the boat battle. If you recall the one I did with Woodhouse a while ago.
Yes.
When you're on like the ship, he chose that one, and that one is a pretty even match. I told him I thought he made a mistake because he chose a 12-on-12, whereas a 6-on-6, his odds would be much better, I think, actually.
I don't know if he felt the way I did. For me, like, there was, I felt a little bit of pressure to pick a 12-on-12 because it feels more like a full battle, and
Yep.
There's also that you put so much effort into 12 characters, I feel like I should be using all of them.
Oh, I get that, but I believe in a 6-on-6, you start off much more evenly matched, whereas with a 12-on-12, granted, you have more room to make mistakes, but so does your opponent.
Yeah.
Here, like, his hero dodged, but I hardly think that's going to change the outcome of this game. Whereas in a 6-on-6, if it gets down to it, it can be decided by a single dodge or a single double attack or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron is slightly salty.
The evil laugh there.
I
What was
texted him.
that?
So the dragon class replaces the robot class in this. So occasionally you get the critical. Whenever he crits, he does a laser.
That's pretty funny.
It looks like him breathing out like a bolt of energy, so I kind of left it in there.
Yeah.
I'm tinker with that, I could fiddle with it, but I actually think, like, whatever, it's fine. It's not hurting anything.
I gotcha. So you texted Aaron?
Yeah, he, I have to keep this PG, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can't, okay, he said, fire truck you.
Yeah, I see.
So, he's really feeling the spirit of the game. Also, I feel like Wither is an underutilized spell. Sometimes it's extremely... because you can't really take it away, so it's extremely effective for picking off a character.
Yeah, it is, and it definitely... it may have won me my second match with Woodhouse.
Most players I play with don't tend to use Wither as much as I do, but that's probably the strategy. Yeah, he really... I played on this match a couple times as Red to see the optimal strategies and what I need to look out for, and him turtling is really his best option. There are places where you can put the gunner on the red team where it can be pretty devastating actually for the green team to come and get you.
Yeah, like that signpost right there in front of the door, that
that
little one-way, one-tile opening. If I was paying attention well enough, which I definitely might not be, but if I was really prepared for this for this map. If you took over this middle area here, then you would be the one going through that little gap, not me.
Yep. That's the idea. That's what you really want. But instead, we're here.
No way.
He has just now gotten all of his characters out of the gap. And the match is, I'm not going to say decided, because I'm not that confident, but I definitely have a distinct advantage, I think.
I would agree you have an advantage. I think you had that advantage as soon as he tried to commit, and not everybody was past that signpost.
Oh, if I'm being totally honest with you, Chris, as soon as I saw that he was going to go for it, I thought to myself, okay, well, I can relax. I've won.
Yeah, I had a little bit of the same thought.
Nope, especially considering the gunner's ability. See, and he keeps going for my Mystic, and even if he got a double attack critical, killed my Mystic this turn, it wouldn't make any difference.
No, you just have too many units.
Well, the thing is, too, and it's hard to think of it this way, when you get that many units, you're getting so many, you're getting double turns, triple turns, quadruple turns, you're getting so many turns in a row that it's a lot easier to, set up, oh, well, I'm going to do this, and then have my next character do this,
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to put your fighter out there, and yeah, they'll have to survive an attack, but, I can heal in a couple turns. And who knows what's going to happen in between. It's another thing when it's well, if I put my fighter out there, he's going to get 4 turns in a row, and even if he's boosted or whatever, he's not going to survive that.
Yeah. I also think it was pretty rough. Him losing his dragon in that way was pretty rough.
He lost a couple characters, and I came out hard trying to get as many characters as he could when I started attacking. I lost my Wolfman, but I took out his ninja in 1 hit, and he still took 2 hits to take down my Wolfman, which, that's a win, If I kill one of your units in 1 hit and it takes you 2 hits to get mine, hit. I've won.
Mm-hmm.
He said, did I majorly mess up somewhere, or did you just go for the jugular? And I'm going to say jugular, because I did. And he did kind of mess up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was both. I think it was that you went for the jugular as soon as he was out of position.
GG, Aaron. GG, but there could be only one.
Yep, it was a good fight, and with that, that will conclude the very first ever Shining Force Versus Mode tournament.
Yes. Yes, who would have thought the creator of the mod would end up winning?
John and I may have predicted that in round 1 of our match. So we'd have thought, but that's okay. We definitely all got more practice, and I'm really excited for the next tournament, whenever we decide that is.
Well, he said he can't do another match. Specifically, he said because that was not fun.
Real quick, let me wrap up this video. If you, dear viewer, want to play Shining Force Versus Mode, comment below and we can definitely make that happen. If you want to be part of the next tournament, comment below and we can make that happen too. I don't know when it's going to be yet, but I will definitely post an announcement for that. And we'll make sure that everybody knows when it's happening. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Congratulations, Alex, on winning the tournament, and we will see you all next time.
Time don't feel so linear, with heartbreak so familiar. We all know what's insane, so why not break the chain, break the chain, break the chain, break the chain.